Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel and some OP replays. Yes, I've got a bit of time, so I thought I would make some OP replays. And today we have FarmFEST. Yes, we have literally a farming fest for you, where we have two tanks that just completely farm damage. Now, there's nothing wrong with this, of course. Given the right situation, you're going to need to farm. There's some tanks that you have to farm, and the first one and maps that you have to farm. And the first one, we have Ellie in the Object 704. Sorry if I do pronounce these names wrong. So, of course, Castilla, and there is only one place to go in a tank destroyer like this on this side of the map. And, of course, it is this position right here. Even though the look of Castilla has changed, the game style on this map hasn't. It remains exactly the same. There is still these positions where you could just sit and farm damage. Now, Ellie Mawau, however you freaking pronounce the name, they literally do not move all game. This is the position they're going to take for the rest of the game. And there's nothing wrong with that, because usually people be like, he's not even moved out of spawn, or he hasn't even moved. I mean, there's no reason. If you're getting damage, if you're in a tank like the Object 704 and you're in a TD position and you're getting damage, there is no reason to move. Why would you want to move when you're in a position like this where you're not getting spotted, you're farming up the damage? There is literally no reason for them to move. Now, there is two tanks gone on his team, so it is now a 5 versus 7. So Ellie needs to farm a bit of damage here. They need to help the team, which they're doing. 2.5k damage. They've done the job. And still, he hasn't been spotted once. They are going to get spotted, however. Now, there is a couple of low hit point tanks. The T-54 down here is a one-shot, which is good for Ellie, because they'll be able to farm the tanks that are going to try to kill this T-54. Now, the AMX-31ER comes from the side. No problem whatsoever. There is a lightweight there. 700 hit points. Load up the HE and gone. See you later. But that does get him spotted. But when you're in this kind of position and you get spotted, no problem, just back up a little bit, wait there for a few seconds, and then you're going to reset your camo and you can go back to the position you was at literally 10 seconds ago. So now the enemy have started coming around. There goes the Yo, there goes the IS-8, and it now all of a sudden is looking a lot easier for the green team. A 5 versus 4. The Conqueror is very low hit points. There is a couple of full hit point tanks still. I mean, there's 3 full hit point tanks on the enemy team, so there is still a lot of damage to be able to do. Now, Ellie does get lucky on a few of these shots. Literally, shells just fly past them without hitting, and that is much needed, because there goes another 2 tanks on the green team. So now it is a 3 versus 4. The ISU-152 is coming down. Now, the worst thing about the ISU-152 is the hit points. You get shot from a tank like the Object 704 and you're already a one-shot. So it doesn't take a lot to kill something like an SU-152 or an ISU-152, sorry. You could just see there from the Conqueror, another, I think it was the Conqueror, another shell whiz past this Object 704, gets a beautiful bounce there, and he backs up and gets another beautiful bounce. That is what this tank can do. I mean, the armor profile on this tank isn't the best, but you can get them troll bounces. I mean, you can see here, if you get hit by on the gun mantlet, you can actually get them bounces. So I would suggest, if you are in the open, just to wiggle, because there is a chance that the tank that is facing you will shoot that gun mantlet. Now, the only thing Ellie does wrong here is we know that the KV5 is coming around here. There is the KV5. The armor profile doesn't look great there against an Object 704, but it is very, very troll. Now, I don't know why Ellie is decided to go down here. I think they was leaving the Object 704 for the T-54 lightweight, but that's still a big gun that they could have taken out of the game. But instead, they decide to go towards the KV5, who is full hit points, and unfortunately gets 2 shots bounced. So they have to pay attention and hopefully not bounce anymore. And finally, the Object 74 has been taken out. So literally the only The only time Ellie's had to move is to drop down here. Like, that is all they've had to move. 2 hit points, just going to take a bit of HE now, and that is game over. So 3 kills as soon as it's over. There we go, 3 kills. Managed to block 1,300 damage, however, which is still pretty decent for this tank, and they've managed to farm up just over 8,000 damage without moving. Well, except for the end bit, but, you know, without moving, because they didn't have to move all battle. Now, the tank it was a very popular tank back in the day. The Object 704 leading to the Object 268, it was a very popular tank, but it's not a tank that you see as often now, and that's probably because all the introduction of all the other tanks that are available. So next up, we got another tank that is good to farm, and that is the Leopard 1. Now, this is still my favorite tank in the game. It's always going to be my favorite tank in the game for many reasons. Now, it has the highest DPM of tech tree mediums. Of course, you've got the Camp Panzer 50T that has slightly more DPM than the Leopard 1 has now, but not many people have got that tank, if I'm honest. So you can still class this as one of the highest, or if not the highest, DPM medium tank in tier 10 that you're going to come across regularly. The 50 ton, you're not gonna see often. Very rarely you're going to see the 50T. But the Leopard is not an easy tank to play. Yes, it has the DPM, it's got the accuracy, it's got the aim time, it's got the speed, it's got almost everything except for armor. So even though it has the highest DPM, even though the DPM that it's got is going to outdo anything that comes your way, if you go one-on-one with a tank like the E50M or any rink really, the T22, T62, you're most likely going to come off worse because they're not going to bounce. You've got a chance to bounce on them because some of them tanks are quite heavily, quite well heavily armored. However, the Leopard 1 doesn't have that armor profile. You're not going to get bounces. Like, if you get a bounce, it's going to be extremely lucky to get the bounce. But if you can get yourself into a position where you've got shots off, then get yourself into position, because that is where the DPM, the accuracy, the aim time will come in handy, and you could do shots just like that into the IS-8 without even having to really aim. You're just going to get these shots. And now this is where we're going to see a complete farm fest from our guy here in the Leopard 1, and this is why I just love it. Everything you hit, it will pen. Everything you shoot, it will hit. It is just absolutely amazing, and this IS-8 just literally cannot do nothing. Now, this guy has now farmed 4.1k damage, and there is still a lot of damage out there to do. Not finished just yet. So there is the E75. It's going to try to go for the hat shot there. Unfortunately, doesn't quite get it. He's going to try to go again, doesn't quite get it, and now they're going to turn around and help the guy that is around this corner, because he's now being attacked by the M5 Yo and the T22. The best thing also I like about this tank is it's just the damage, the alpha. It's got a lot of alpha. It can do a lot of alpha. I mean, you can do upwards of sort of 430, 438 alpha with this gun, and with it only being sort of like a 5-second reload, that's very nice. 438 max roll there into that T22. So now he is going to be able to take him out. He should just about have him on the reload, but he is going to get shot from the T22, but he does manage to take him out. So 5.8k damage done now. It is a 5 versus 4, and still a lot of hit points on the cards. There is still 3 tanks, 2 of them as which is still full hit points. The E75 is only on 600. You've still got the IS-4 that is full hit points, and you've got a Jaegeru, a Jagdpanzer E100 that is also still full hit points. So they're going to take out the E75 there, and now he needs to find this Jaegeru. Where is the Jaegeru? He could be right next to him if he's unlucky, but nope, he is at the back in the corner of the map, and he is able to farm again damage into him. It has been a complete farm fest, this game. Complete farm fest. He's not been attacked like since the beginning from the E50M. Hasn't really been attacked by anything. No one's been looking at him, and he's just been able to farm all this damage for nothing. Literally, it is free damage. 8,000 damage now. The Jaegeru is going to get taken out, and he can rush. I mean, just look at this on the move shot against an IS-4. I love this tank, and this is why many people like the tank, but it's not an easy tank to play. So don't think you can just jump in a Leopard 1 and go out and deal damage and win games, because it is a very difficult tank to play. Now 9,000 damage he's on, and he's going to get there just in time to get the kill, but doesn't manage to save the IS-7, unfortunately. A lovely FarmFEST game. 9,300 damage, I believe. 9,311 damage, 5 kills, and a very nice and easy mastery badge. Hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. I'm meadsy69, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye bye.
With